Design Salvation, Episode 13.
This is Design Salvation, your lifeline to better design with Dixie and Annie. Our mission is to share our conversation with you so we can all elevate our work and lifestyle. Welcome to the fold.
Hey guys, it's Dixie Stark.
And Annie Lundquist.
We are Design Salvation.
We are. We're here to have fun with y'all.
Yeah, we're going to have fun today, even though we're just drinking water.
We're having water.
We're going to have fun today. Yeah.
We can have fun with water. We have fun every day.
Yeah, we have fun no matter what.
But I have a little test later, and so I'm fasting.
Yes. So Annie is fasting, so we are just having water with lemon. It is quite refreshing. But
and next week, I'm going to make you that cute drink.
I know. What's it called?
It's
like
called
My Funny Valentine?
My Funny Clementine.
Oh, Clementine.
Isn't that cute?
I just wanted a Valentine, right?
Well, I never had it, but I thought the name was adorable, so I think we better try it. It sounds
we need to
yummy.
go there. Yeah. Well,
Next week.
I like Clementines. It's not something that I normally go to. But I'll look forward to that next week for sure.
Well, I will probably give it a trial run once I'm done.
Good
fasting.
idea.
And then if I like it, we'll have it. Otherwise, I'm going to come up with another cute one.
You'll come bring something else? Okay.
Cute names are essential.
Yes, they are essential. Easy recipes, cute names.
Easy recipes,
Very
for sure.
important.
Yes.
So you just got back into town, though. Well, you did and you didn't. You've been here a couple of days, but I haven't seen you.
I haven't seen you.
Since you were
A
sweltering.
lot happened while I was gone.
You're gonna have to tell, because all I know is that you sent me this text that you were like, "Holy moly, it's 103."
Yes, I was in Fort Worth. So Lulu and Taylor drove down to Texas Christian to get Lulu moved in, and then I flew down because, well, I'm a nice mama, and she wanted me to help. She doesn't need my help, but she likes it. Isn't that sweet?
No, I think that's so sweet. I think it's just one of those bonds that you two have.
I am really glad I went. We do have so much fun together doing these little creative ventures. Yeah.
Well, you sent me a picture of her room, her bedroom, after you guys had finished it. And the bed was made, and I thought, I wonder if that bed's going to ever be made like that again the rest of the school year. But
it has been. She's so happy with her room, and so she's done really well over the years, the last couple of years.
Well, it was really fun because it was eclectic looking, and I was like, you go, girl. It was very interesting.
She rated my storage stuff, my extra inventory, and she picked really fun things, like, kind of boho and different antique vintage textiles and
so
unexpected
fun for
things.
A college kid.
Yeah,
like seriously.
Really fun. And then she had some beautiful additions from you.
Yeah, had some leftovers.
Which made all the difference. She said that car was stuffed when they rolled out of here.
I can only imagine.
We actually really, really liked how it came together, because you never really know. It was a very neutral palette, obviously a little on the clean, modern side, and the other girls made their rooms very different. I loved their rooms too. So I wasn't sure how Lulu's was going to come together, because you're dealing with wall-to-wall carpet and it's not quite the right look, and you're thinking, well, we'll ignore it, but that doesn't always work.
Right,
to just sort of overlook it.
You can't just overlook some elements.
So that darling little Turkish throw rug that was overdyed, that didn't come out the right color for you.
I know, because it's pink.
It's pink, and that was perfect
pink.
for her.
There's nothing about me that's pink.
But it made a big difference to the room.
It really is a layer.
Yes.
Again, it looked like it had been acquired and it was layered, and I think you guys did a rock star job.
It looks like her. I'll post. I put the one picture up on my Instagram, but what I'll do is make a little story and put it in my highlights so people can see the before.
Because I think that's so fun to see how you really can do just wonders with a one room space, really create it the way you feel like it should be based on your personality and the things that you like to surround yourself with.
There was nothing super special or expensive, and we just repurposed some curtains that I had and put some pretty trim on them. But it was really funny because we had to get the bed there, and we literally, Taylor and I, Lulu was driving, and we were holding on to the box spring on top of the roof. We had nothing to tie it on with, so
Wait. Back. Okay, wait.
Those are the good memories.
You did not tell me this. Yeah. Back up for 2.2.
No, just around town. It was fine.
So her mattress is on top of
her mattress.
The car.
We shoved into the car, and then we put the box spring on top and held on.
And how did you?
We drove slowly.
I'm trying to get a visual. How did you hold on? Were you hanging out the window?
Yeah, we were. We were.
How far did you have to go?
We just went sort of 6 or 7 blocks.
Okay, that's not.
It was not so bad. No.
But that's funny.
It was funny. And it's 103, so it's really.
Oh, you're just dying. Thank goodness you had Taylor with you, so you had some muscles.
Yes, he was a huge asset, and I really give him a shout out for.
Okay, shout out for being the brother.
Being the brother driving down there with her, too.
No kidding.
And then hanging curtain rods and things he hadn't done before.
Oh, nice job.
Well, it didn't quite turn out, but we'll amend that.
Okay, you can fix that on a later trip, I'm assuming.
No, I think I'm going to have her find some handy little
man down there. Okay, good idea.
So
that's probably even better idea.
Yeah.
That's a better idea. That's so fun. So while you were gone that weekend, I went actually to the Soto Flea Market.
Well, I saw some little things downstairs that are super interesting.
I've got a pile of stuff downstairs for my client.
I love it. And you went a place where I have barely dipped a toe in.
Yeah, so it's fun when you have these jobs that you're furnishing, but you also are layering it up and giving it that character and kind of doing the resourcing, kind of like Lulu did for her, bedroom, where it's a collection of things, and you're trying to give the space that added patina, that added extra, that interesting element that you've been talking about in past podcasts.
We bring that up a lot.
Yeah, so I was able to acquire some really fun things. I found a fantastic company out of Portland that does all sorts of linens and things that will also contribute to the bedrooms. And then I found the Rainier Brewery sign, and
that is so cool.
So cool. And these document boxes that are actually in the flea market, the indoor section itself. But you stack those up and you create a table, an end table with those. I found amazing little throw rugs. You know how I am about my throw rugs.
I know, and
I source that all over the place.
They're so good, and you're going to use them a little differently, aren't you?
So I am not super thrilled with the pile. Rugs have, a pile. A lot of times it's heavier than others, depending on the knot, or depending on if they cut it, if they, had shorn it, or if it had been worn a lot or whatever. And in this particular case, I really like the rugs on the opposite side, and that is the way I'm going to install them.
Such a good trick.
It just mutes the colors, and it creates a much more vintage vibe than what the carpets look like on what is their correct side.
No, and I think in some cases they just look more expensive. Because,
they do.
They don't look so machine made.
They don't look. Yeah, and so you can see on both of these pieces that I picked up, you can see the knots and how beautifully detailed they are, and the fringe is still exposed and the whole thing. So I'm flipping those over.
That's such a good idea.
And I don't think that unless you knew that that's what I was intentionally doing, you wouldn't have a clue. But not all rugs can do that.
No, and some of them, a lot of them you can't, frankly. I've tried it. But so it is hard in a way to source in Seattle, I think, because we don't have that many venues that are really great. And then the other issue that I run into that I'd love to have you comment on is I don't have very many clients who will allow me the latitude to purchase things with the speed with which you need to at some of those locations. Like you have to, and you can't return them. You have to commit. I think I've had one client who gave me just carte blanche, and the end result's fantastic, but we were very symbiotic. So, but there have been others where I need to do that to make the space really interesting and creative, and yet they can't let go. The client can't let go. So how is this one working?
Well, you don't get to do it on every project.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, if people won't trust you or let go, and Lord only knows I've had my fair share of those, where they won't give you that latitude or the carte blanche to use your creative eye and pull the space together. But in the case where they've seen something that you've done, they know they don't have the capability or they're not interested in doing it, but they want that look.
Mm-hmm. But this is kind of a new client.
This one's a new client, but she knows enough of my work that she's like, I want it to be interesting, and this is the vibe that I want. And so anyways, hers is a little bit different situation, but typically I go into that phase of the project a little bit different. So I'll be like, okay, we've done the construction part or the remodel or whatever that may be. And then we've done the furniture aspect of it. But before the furniture's installed, I'll go back and approach them and say, hey, we've got to do artwork, accessories, all that kind of stuff. And I'd like to go down this path. And I'll kind of show them a concept. I might even like show them a couple of pieces that are really good, that I really want them to like sink their teeth into.
Ones that you know are available?
Ones that I know that are available. I have in the past had situations where they didn't make up their mind and I lost those pieces and I had to go try to source something similar. Fun. And then I oftentimes will ask them for a particular amount of dollars for this phase of the project. So it works similar to a retainer and I get to use those funds.
It's like your styling budget.
I choose, for the styling aspect of it. And I always call it the 7-layer pie because it literally is 7 layers. You know, you're working on these jobs.
The 7-layer pie. That's
I kind of call it 7-layer pie because it just gets better and better and better. You know,
that's cute.
And so I feel like the crust is kind of, you know, your good architecture bones, and then you know you the dead center is the yummy meat, whatever it is, whether it's
I thought it was cherry pie.
Yeah, cherry pie or apple pie or what, I don't know, whatever it is. But you know, it's the real heart.
Yeah,
that's your furniture and that kind of thing. But then, boy, when you start getting the whipped cream on top or the meringue or that crust that's on top and then maybe a little sprinkled sugar, holy cow.
Yeah, that's the delicious part.
That's when it is a full meal deal, if you will. And so I do approach every job differently because every job is different, but I have this kind of back end way that I work on those things.
Okay, so let's say now you've made your purchases here and they're fairly clearly you have a vision and they're not extraordinarily risky, I don't think, given that they all read well together. But let's just say they say, well, I hate that.
Yeah. So
what?
In this case, I did get approval for the majority of the pieces.
Oh, okay.
But I have had that happen before. And so if I've already gotten that retainer and I have purchased something within those retainer Mondays, then it's just they don't like it. I mean, they have to realize that when they are signing up for me to do the accessories installation in this particular way, that there are going to be things that they don't like. And there are some things that are returnable and other things that aren't. And that's just part of the way it goes. It also is one of those things where I usually do that more as a flat fee. So it's like, you know, I need $40,000 to just do the accessories, or I need $4,000 to just do the accessories, depending on the job, of course. And that would include the installation, the procurement, and the product itself.
And so then if some of the things fall to the wayside or don't quite fit, then
it is what it is. And I do my very best to try.
Sure.
But sometimes too much time has lapsed, and sometimes I say, you know, to the clients, I'll do my best to place this on something else, or I take it back and we don't even discuss that aspect of it because it's like, no, you signed up for, you know, this accessory package.
This is how you almost have to work that way.
This is exactly,
there
because
is
if you don't give the designer that leeway and you're wanting to nickel and dime and you're wanting to just micromanage the heck out of this part of the project, you're really compromising it.
Well,
the whole
exactly.
project.
No, you cannot, if you don't have any creative freedom or any ability to find the special things on your own.
Exactly.
The project won't really.
Get your nose up your finger boring. Like, I'm not kidding.
That's saying. I've never heard, wait, what is that saying?
Just like when you don't add the layers and you don't.
Wait, no. We're going back to this little thing. So.
I don't know. That's just what I say.
Is that what people, because that's what people do when they're bored, they put their finger up their nose?
I don't know, but every time I'm bored, I'm like, oh, I stick your finger up your nose bored. I don't know. It's just like, you're just like, it's so boring.
We're elevating here, though. We are elevating.
Oh my gosh. And we're just drinking water. I mean, no big deal. But where are some of the places you've gone to source stuff?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah. I mean, like.
Well, in town, or there's not a whole lot.
Well, there's less
New York's
in town.
Great. LA's fantastic.
Yeah, I've done the LA scene.
Yes, I like that.
Done less of the New York scene recently, but you've been like to Paris and to London. Do you go to the flea markets there?
Yes, always.
Okay.
So this last time when Lulu and I were in London, though, I hadn't been in decades.
Okay.
To London. I hadn't been for a really, really long time.
And you're a cool mom, designer mom, to take your daughter with you to London.
It was great. And we did all the Colfax and Fowler. And
yeah, we did everything. The heck out of it.
We did great. But went to Portobello Road, which I had lovely memories of because I used to be an art dealer and I sourced stuff there. And I was so disappointed. It didn't even seem close to what it used to be. I have heard since that a lot of the dealers are just working in a different format, either through IG or online, and so they don't need their shops, which I think understand. That's happening. But it was sad. And maybe I was just in the wrong, maybe that market has morphed more than others. I hadn't done a lot of research on, because I wasn't really thinking it was that type of trip.
But you were aware that it had changed.
Yeah, it was. So that was a little devastating. However, on my Paris trips, I've gone to Paul Barrett and Serpette, and that's been wonderful. I've had a great time. I've had a great time there shopping, and I'll post some pictures of sort of that scene because I think I have some good stuff.
Oh yeah, I think that's just interesting. I mean, that's just. Again, it goes back to the layers and the patina and just the character of the projects. I just think it's so fun. I think it's neat to see where people source stuff. But if you can't
travel, if you can't travel, then I've also, the internet's phenomenal.
Well, it is. We have to use it now.
I've used eBay. I've used eBay France, too, to be super specific.
That's totally
narrowed it down. Mm-hmm. I've used Christie's Auction House. I've used Invaluable, which is a conglomeration of some of the smaller auction houses. So Doyle and Hindeman and those has been very good resource.
And how do you do that with your clients? Do you find something and then you show it to them?
Yeah, those I usually have some time on.
You have a little bit.
So that's really, really nice. And
that's the way I do it too.
And I also have done that for myself personally as well. And then First Dibs.
Yeah, see, okay, no, wait. First Dibs and One Kings Lane and all that kind of stuff, it's gotten really like bigger and more vast than when I was first using it.
It's hard to navigate.
And I think it's hard to navigate now.
I agree. It was much more accessible early on, and now it's a lot. You better be very specific about what you want.
You should target kind of like, I'm looking for this, this, and this, and I need 2 of them, or whatever it is.
Well, no, it's sort of like when you shop for clothes on the RealReal.
You better be laser focused, or you're going to get
you'll just be
so sidetracked, and you'll be buying stuff you
or
never
you just
wear.
Won't do anything. You'll just be like, what?
Yeah, you just like, I'm paralyzed. Yeah, so, deer in the headlights.
They do have, for designers, there is a program where they will help you. Like if you're specific and say, I want this, or even if you're not super specific, they will do the work for you. I haven't used that because
I haven't used that tool
I'm so
either.
Picky that I think they'll never be able to.
Well, I know. And part of what we get paid for is our eye. And so I'm the same way. I'm like, I don't know if it's me being a micromanager or.
I think we probably are. We should try it.
I know.
Because I know a lot of top designers do navigate
that now.
First Dibs quite successfully. And
I know. I need to probably get back into that realm. Now, you also at the same time have to have a project for it.
Yes.
But
I actually did dip a toe in the other day to it because I do have a project where I thought having a couple key pieces early on will really inform the room and how we move forward. So I want to start really, really early on that one.
Yeah, that's smart.
So that'll be fun.
I had one success on eBay. And it was a real risk because I couldn't tell much from the images. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is a real risk. But I had this teeny tiny powder room. And I kid you not, the sink itself is a corner sink.
Yeah, that's
and it's teeny weeny.
So cute.
I think it's only like 12 inches. And I'm not kidding. It's like the size of a salad bowl. and then the radiator, it's an older home. And the radiator, I kid you not, is probably 10 to 12 inches. And it's tiny. It's just a little mini radiator, but it's original to the house. And so I had to have the smallest of smallest pendant lights, but I needed a pendant. I couldn't use anything else. So I couldn't do a little chandelier or anything. Had to have a pendant. And I got a Murano, a beautiful gold and white Murano globe. And that sucker showed up here, and I was almost in tears. It was so beautiful.
Because it worked.
And I did have to go and have it rewired, and I had to manipulate it a little bit. Huge success off of eBay, and I got it for a song.
That is
and the client was
awesome,
thrilled, and it was the perfect thing for that tiny powder room. But it took me, I can't tell you how long it took me to source that sucker.
And did you charge for every single minute?
No. I should have.
I know,
you know what? Part of the delight for me was that it was a success, that it was perfect for the space, and it was a success. And here I ended up with this vintage Murano deliciousness in there. And so, it takes time, but it's doable.
I think it does take too much time, but you get that better result means everything.
Doesn't it? It really does.
And along the way, I found that they have nice systems where you can the things and put them into sleeves. So while you're trying to find a client something, you might find something for future use or for your own use, or, there are ways to save it that's nice, like on First Dibs and stuff.
Yes,
they do a really good job.
Yeah.
And even eBay, of course,
like
you
folder.
can do that. So it's not a complete waste of time.
No, you can do that. I mean, you can kind of hang on to it until you're ready for it, so to speak. But anyways, so I my house is full of stuff right now for this job.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of fun because I can look at it, and I do need to take it to the warehouse, but nevertheless, that's
so
I
that launches into a little bit different, which is, buying the perfect piece for your house.
Yes.
We've always been told, do the wait and be very patient, save your money and buy that one great piece a year, or wait until you have the funds to buy the very best
you can afford.
I haven't done that.
Well, you just had a confession.
How come I'm always confessing?
I don't know, girl. Seriously.
You've done that, though, I'm sure. Made something work that isn't quite right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Are you
It's
kidding?
a bad idea.
It's not the best of ideas. And you know what? I think sometimes because we are designers, we think, I can make this work.
Or I just need to tweak it a little bit, blah, blah, blah.
The reality is no.
No, because we're fussy, and you should wait. We should be patient. We should get the best piece.
Buy the good stuff.
We can get. So I support that. I've heard it for years. I haven't followed that advice. I'm starting to now.
And I think that also, I know that comes with age and maturity and resources. When you're 25 and you're just out of design school, you're like, yeah, that'll work just fine for now because you don't have any other resources. But, later you can be a little bit, and you've also, you've developed your taste by then. I just, there's a lot of times that, I know people that, friends, family, what have you, that will buy multiples of, they might buy 3 or 4 different pillows, and they buy them on sale thinking, well, they're disposable. I've bought these 3 or 4 pillows. They're disposable. If I don't like them,
I'll just change them out.
I'll just change them out or whatever. And then they end up and they don't love any of them. And they would have been better to take the money from those 4 pillows, or how many other they gathered up,
and do your custom pillow.
And do the custom pillow that really is the fabric that you really love. And wait, dagnammit.
Yes.
But you know what? Sometimes it's because people haven't developed their taste, or they don't have somebody working with them that can help them, or they've never been told to buy the very best you can afford.
Well, or they're at the end of the project when you finally do the pretty pillows, and they're like, I can't spend that.
And they're like, I can't spend another dime, and I know I need a pillow.
Okay, so you brought up pillows, and of course, because I'm doing pillow research.
Oh, you are?
I immediately went to my pillow research, which is not complete yet, but y'all know that I've been trying every pillow on the market.
You're talking about sleep on it pillow.
Yeah, sleep on it pillow.
Put your head down on it. Okay, so you've okay.
So I told you I was underwhelmed by the new pillow. I have a new try. It's not the new pillow. I have another try. I'm not going to name it yet because my research isn't complete. But I wanted to know if you've tried yours yet that I brought you.
No.
What the heck?
I haven't tried the My Pillow.
Okay, try it this weekend.
Okay, so let me tell you what happened. A friend of mine who also listens to our podcast, whoop, whoop.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
texted me and said that I probably wouldn't like it because his wife didn't like it. And I probably wouldn't like it and to just let Jay try it.
Okay, well, give it to Jay.
Is that okay?
You're supposed to put it in the dryer.
Guilty about that.
No, put it in the dryer, fluff it up, give it to Jay.
Okay.
And if he doesn't like it, give it to this guy. Sterilize it.
I can stick it in the mail to him.
Yeah. So you know what I don't like about it is that you put your little head down and you're all comfy, and then it's still sort of crackling in there.
Oh, you're so sensitive.
I know. I'm a little petunia.
Okay,
sometimes.
I wouldn't hear that. I wear earplugs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I would. During the week when it's school night and I'm serious about I got to go to bed, I got to get up the next morning, I got to be a warrior, it's just boom, boom, boom. I've got a mouthpiece in so I do not grind my teeth. I got earplugs in so that I can't hear
That's
anything.
Really sexy.
I'm like, isn't that lovely? I am just
okay. I'm
focused.
I have never tried earplugs, and I should, given how light a sleeper I am.
Yeah, they work like a charm because they give you a little bit of white noise.
So, what kind of earplugs are you using? Just those little stuff-in ones?
Yeah, you just put
like
the little
orange
stuff
ones you get on the seaplane.
I can't think of the name. Of course, you're like totally. Oh, shoot.
It's okay.
I like them because they're real squishy and they can just kind of mold and fit to your ears. And I can't remember the name.
Okay, well, I might see.
They're kind of this beigey color.
Oh, okay.
I know. They're kind of weird.
I'm going to try
I can't think of the name. Well, if I figure it out, then I don't know, post it on show notes or something.
And then you brought up something that I didn't realize. You said you're working with someone on a cargo thing again. I want to hear about that. I'm so tantalized.
So okay.
And you're going to have to go back and tell people what you mean.
Okay. All right. Well, so I, with Jay, built a cargo container showroom. And a lot of people are familiar with it.
It's
in
gorgeous.
Seattle.
It is gorgeous to this day.
And I'm no longer in that showroom. But I built that, and it was the first commercial cargo container building in Seattle. There are many of them now, but I was the very first one. You know, we did a movie about it.
What?
We have a documentary about it. Yeah, we won an award.
Oh, I love finding out all these secrets about your hidden talents.
Yeah, it's like
oh my goodness
Cargoville and, thinking inside the box. Yeah. It's on iTunes. But anyways, blah, blah, blah. Okay, enough about that. So I did that how many years ago? Gosh, it must be 8-9 years ago now. So I have a project that is a structure that I'll be able to use cargos on. I'm very excited about it. And then I also have another project in which I'm going to use parts of cargo containers for the inside.
Oh my gosh.
The aesthetic on the interior of this one project is going to be cargos, and on the other one, it's going to be the envelope, of course. But I'm very excited because I haven't had another project since that one that I've been able to really pull the cargos off, because there are a lot of jurisdictions that won't allow those as structures because they've never been permitted before. And so they don't know how to treat them. They don't know how to treat them in terms of how do they get engineered and what is,
what's
the
code,
footprint.
and,
I mean, you have to do pilings and you have to, cranes, all sorts of stuff. But the nice thing about a cargo job is that, and I'm talking about the when the envelope is made of cargos. Once you have those cargos dropped, they're all prefab offsite, which, they're cut offsite, they're welded offsite, they are painted offsite, and there's particular paint, particular cuts, particular everything you have to do. Once they drop onto the project, you're about 6 months and you're in.
Oh my goodness.
It is a fast, so it's what I call semi-prefab.
That's efficient.
Yeah,
which saves money. Semi-prefab.
You save money because of the time. You don't technically save money, and this is a question everybody asks me. You don't technically save money because you're got a prefab situation. You've got to pay for the container, and you've got to do all the work, and the architect has got to do all of that in tandem with the engineer and what have you. But you do save on time. So when someone's trying to really pump through a project pretty quickly, this is an option.
That
it definitely is.
So
if
cool.
they like the look, because it's definitely a look.
So can we watch that? documentary?
Yes. So
how do we
it was the
see
Houston Film Festival. We won an award for documentary. And this was like, I don't even know how long ago it was.
It's called Cargoville?
Cargoville is up on iTunes.
Okay.
And it's Cargoville Thinking Inside the Box. And Mike Geeson, who doesn't live here now but did at the time, is the one that helped produce it and film it and all of the above. But anyways, yeah. So it's on iTunes.
Cool. I love finding out little special secrets.
I thought you knew that. I mean, most people know that, right?
Really?
I don't know that. I'm shouting it from the mountain.
Okay, we have a little T-shirt hack for everybody. Don't we?
You are rocking my T-shirt.
Well, you like it. Yes, well, I love your T-shirt.
But you're rocking it.
I like it. I like it. And I had cut. We're T-shirt cutters.
Okay, yeah. So Annie kind of gave me this idea that I've already been doing with sweatshirts, which is very flash dance.
Yes.
I should not admit to that. But anyways, so I took a boy's T-shirt that's from Old Navy. It cost me all of $8. And of course, this is not speaking to the buy the best that you can afford, is it? Okay, we just totally juxtapose
I don't think you need to buy an $80 T-shirt.
Yeah, I don't
cute.
either.
Let's put it that way.
Thank you. So I don't want y'all thinking I'm getting all cheap after we talked about not being cheap. Okay, and I cut the sleeves off right before, above the hem, and then I cut
a little V in there,
the center to create a V-neck, and then I cut the bottom off, and it's kind of cute.
It's super cute. I love doing that to T-shirts because it just makes them fit properly.
Well, you know what's really funny is that you came in with the navy T-shirt that had the cut down the center, and I can't stand when you get those sweatshirts and they have those big ribs on the bottom of the arms, and then you feel like the neck is just so tight, but yet you like
claustrophobia.
You like the graphics or whatever it is on the, the sweatshirt. So I'm really bad about taking scissors to those. But then I saw your T-shirt. I don't know, it was the beginning of summer.
A few weeks ago. Yeah. It was chopped up.
I'm doing that, and then I just took it a little.
Well, I chop my jeans too. I know you do.
I have jeans on right now that I have cut instead of actually having them made that way. And part of that's because, sometimes the length is not quite right. And then all of a sudden you've got something that's, the wrong length. So I just buy they're like a boot cut most of the time. And then that way I can get that little flare on the bottom if I want it, or a matchstick, and then cut that sucker off.
I'm a chopperoonie too.
I think that sometimes you just have to make it yours.
And with T-shirts and jeans, you really can't. You can't ruin it. You can't.
And you know what I'm going to do this weekend, which is so funny. This is so DIY. This is so not us. We should probably not talk about this, but I'm going to paint my blue jeans.
Oh, yeah. You've been talking about, I can't wait to see that.
I'm going to paint my blue jeans.
Okay. Speaking of DIY, I have another confession.
Oh my gosh.
So back to Lulu's install. She really wanted a headboard.
Did you make it?
Okay, this is so janky. This is major janky DIY. This is why I'm not crafty.
I'm not crafty.
We went to Home Depot. We were going to just get a piece of board, and we took down this really, really pretty blue piece of silk velvet that had been ruined. Because,
I was going to say, that is not cheap.
No, but it had been ruined because I had a lot of it, but it had been folded up.
Crushed.
So it was crushed. Yeah. So I thought, maybe if we can stretch it tight enough. It's such a beautiful color. It feels so good. She really loved it. So we were going to cover this board in it. And we get to Home Depot, and they just didn't have the guy there.
And how are you going to get that back on top of the car too?
Yeah. Well, we had Talia there, and we thought we'll figure it out. I don't know. This is the thing with DIY is I'm always overly optimistic. So
yeah,
right? You think
I'm always overly pessimistic.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Okay.
I'm always too optimistic.
Okay.
So but the guy at Home Depot that we wanted to have cut it and chop it and everything, because they do cut your wood there.
Yeah, they will.
He was not can-do at all. He was not about to give us good advice or help us navigate the plywood section.
He's probably annoyed with you girls.
Yeah, he was. He was annoyed with us. So we just kind of said, you know what? This is seeming a little bit too much. We're going to ditch this. So we went to...
Did you just leave him there with a big old piece of plywood?
No, we just literally...
We're not doing this.
Yeah, we just said, thank you so much. Okay, we can't do it. We get it. Thanks. Okay, bye. So we scoot over to, what's it called? Rooms to Go.
Oh,
we went to the outlet store.
Yeah.
That's
a Texas thing.
Yeah, slightly frightening.
Yes, it is.
Slightly frightening. But anyway, we found a headboard there.
Texas thing, but they have one there.
$80.
Oh, so there you go.
But it still needed DIY because we had to get the fabric on it, right? So
had to do upholstery with a staple gun.
Upholstery with a staple gun. And then I had to get foam to do the whole thing too. So we had to go to Joann's, get the foam, get the staple gun. Then I had to staple gun little cardboard to the back. So because it was sort of like a picket fence at the top and we needed to hide the picket fence part of it.
Girl.
Oh my gosh. And frankly, and then I glue gun some GIMP on.
That is so DIY.
The only good thing about it is the pretty blue color. We couldn't get any of I think it looks terrible. Lulu's totally thrilled with it. She says it's great. The pillows are in front of it. I am horrified. And I don't ever want to do another craft project.
You're definitely posting a picture.
I will. I have a picture of the back of the damn thing too.
That's hilarious. You know, I would never in a million years attempted that. I would have not attempted it.
That is wise. I should not have.
I would not have even gone there. I would have just...
I think I've watched a few too many of those.
You're leaning up against the wall, baby.
Man. This was that design on a dime type of thing. It was horrible. Horrible.
Okay, so what not to do today on this episode, right?
Don't do that. Buy nicer things. And hey, I have one more comment. What? Speaking of design shows. You know what? Let me save that comment for next time. Because I want to go back to that and talk about this TV design show stuff. But let's go back because we've been talking way too long. I just looked down. We're torturing people now.
Oh, dear. Oh, it looks like it's 36 minutes.
Long. It's really long.
Okay, so we will hold on to that for a future episode, and we will definitely talk to you next week.
Ciao for now.
Ciao for now. Hey, y'all. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You can also find us at designsalvation.com, where we'll have the past podcasts listed as well as show notes. Hope to see you there. Have you recorded or not? Are you serious? Okay, do you want me to stop my end?
Frickle sizzles, frickle shizzles, shovels,
frickle shizzles. Do you want me to turn it off?
Well, we're going to have to because there's nothing showing up on my thing. And why haven't I been looking at it?
I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So ciao for now.
Shizzle fest. Crap-a-lulu. This was a funny day.